Sean Salisbury here for my Pickswise college football picks of the week. Sometimes you have weeks where you say, man, I'd like to put that money back in my pocket in that pick. And sometimes you have weeks that say, man, I did this pretty well. Well, this week's going to be one of those weeks. Good bounce-back week for us and a good bounce-back week for you. 5 college football games for you to love and to go after. Georgia Southern and Army. Army is -4 in the game at home. Coach Monken will have them bouncing back this week. Rough one last week. But both of these teams run the football about as well as there is in the country. Georgia Southern and Army, how you deal with the run game, how you deal with the option. The key is, will there be a few balls left on the ground, and who makes a few plays in the passing game? I like Army to bounce back. We know how disciplined they are, and I think they're going to make 1 or 2 more plays, and maybe it'll come in the passing game for this team to bounce back from last week. But I do like Army -4 at home winning the football game. Cincy, the number 7 team in the country against Central Florida. These two teams love to battle each other. I think the difference in the game comes down to Cincinnati's defense, which is weird in this because this is a pretty big number, 63.5, and I'm going to take the over in the game. The unders hit quite a bit of times, I think, for Cincinnati, but it's because of the way their defense is playing on their opponent. But UCF can score, and both of these teams can. The passing game is going to be a little bit more relevant for me by Cincinnati, and Luke Fickell's got this team with the position and a chance, if this continues, to actually make the Final Four. They're no joke now, but they'll make more plays defensively, but both teams will score. This seems like a game in the high 30s for one and somewhere in the low 30s for another, 65, 66 points in a game. I take Cincinnati in the game, but the most important thing is my pick. I'm taking the over at 63.5. Wisconsin, Northwestern. The 10th-ranked Badgers against Northwestern at Northwestern. These are teams, they're so similar when it comes to the way they're coached. Discipline, physical, run the football, and keep it close and rarely beat themselves. This is the way that Paul Christ and Pat Fitzgerald coach their football teams. But make no mistake about it, they got playmakers as well. But when you deal with Wisconsin, you better deal with big dudes up front and better be able to tackle in between the tackles and not let them get to the second level because they will move you. Northwestern, on the other hand, they're that lunch pail, keeps grinding. Somebody just can't shake. Yet they're the 19th team in the country. So this isn't just, they're just run it and bore you to death. Northwestern's even different this year. They're spreading you out, throwing the football, making you defend vertical and horizontal, the length and width of the field. While Wisconsin probably goes on and wins the game. This number's at +7, and I got Northwestern inside that at home. They're a team that just hangs around. It may very well come down to the last possession. +7, I'm taking Northwestern to get inside that number. Oklahoma State, OU, Bedlam, 5 straight for OU. How healthy is Spencer Rattler? How healthy is the run game for Oklahoma State? Both well coached, both coaches that want to offensively grind on you. Who's going to get a stop defensively? Which team's going to step up? Oklahoma at the line of scrimmage is more physical, and that may very well be the difference in the game. While we think Oklahoma State, OU throwing the football, and I am going to go with the over in the game, and I don't like to keep picking overs, but I have a hard time thinking Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, if it's good weather, it's 17-13. And at 58.5, I am taking the over in this game because I think that OU's defense can get a stop or two, but I think OU's physicality at the line of scrimmage, if Rattler's healthy, I think OU, even though they're at home in Norman and they're the 18th ranked team, Oklahoma State's had a good season, but I just don't know if they can handle the run game when you spread them out of OU. Rattler healthy, depending on the run game for Oklahoma State, but both teams are going to score. I just have a hard time not taking the over in a game that Oklahoma State and Oklahoma play, especially Bedlam. I'm taking the over 58.5. This is a game in the 60s. And then finally, what may be the game of the week, the Indiana Hoosiers. When you think Indiana, the 9th-ranked team, you're thinking, what, is Bobby Knight coaching this team in the 70s? No, this is football, and they're playing great football. Well-coached quarterbacks making plays when it matters. And they're playing against Ohio State, the number 3 team in the country, that has a very, very legitimate shot to win the whole thing this year if the Big Ten can keep getting on the field. Fresh legs after a week of a cancellation or a postponed cancellation game, should I say. And then 20.5 points. And he looks at the number, and he's like, whoa. It makes you want to go for the Hoosiers and grab Indiana in the game. It just does. Because you're thinking 20.5 for the 9th-ranked team. But Ohio State, and when you see the number, say, whoa, something's up. And as good as Indiana is and the respect I have for them, Justin Fields is a Heisman Trophy top 2, top 3 pick guy. They got something that they want to prove. They're a Final Four type team, and they're thinking national championship. They will not overlook Indiana like maybe in the past you thought, oh, we can hammer this team. You go ahead and keep it close to the fourth quarter. You may not win the football game. But at 20.5, I'm like, no way. I think Ohio State does pull away at the end and prove why they're a top 4 and maybe as good a team as there is in the country. Great personnel. Ryan Day will have them scoring. While it looks crazy, I'm taking Ohio State by about 24 points in the game. And when I first looked at the number, I said, no way I'm betting Indiana. I will take Ohio State. Those are my 5 picks. 20.5 points. Take the Buckeyes in this one as they continue their quest to be the number 1 team in the country and get to that playoff and win the whole thing. Don't know if that's going to happen, but they're capable. I'm Sean Salisbury. That's my Pickswise Picks of the Week. College football, enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there, and let's make some money. Have a great one.